Right, I don't have any fancy jingle or theme tune for this feature of the programme, but last week on the show, we spoke to Magic Dave from Southend, who was keeping people entertained with his videos online of magic tricks and his characters reading stories. We did some magic. We enjoyed it so much, we invited him back for more. Hello, Magic Dave. How are you?
Hello, I'm great. Thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, good. Thank you. Excited for what you've got in store for us tonight.
Oh, good, me too. So this should be lots of fun. We've been working very hard on this one.
Good. Okay, well, take me through what we're going to do.
Okay, so tonight, I thought, as we're all on lockdown, I thought we could do a trick where we create the perfect night in just for you, okay? So, before we started, I just want to say, I sent a letter into the station earlier this week for you. I think I sent it on Friday. I just wanted to check that you've got it and it's still sealed as I've instructed. It's not been opened?
Yes, I've just been given an envelope that says Victoria and told don't open that.
Wonderful. Well, that's it. We'll keep that closed for the moment, okay?
Okay.
We'll open it up a little bit later on. But anyway, back to your night in. So, in a moment, I'm going to ask you to think of some things for your night in, but there's so many possibilities that I'd like to use something at first, to warm up with just a few less possibilities. Let's say 52 of them, something like playing cards. So, In your mind right now, I want you just to think of a card.
Okay.
Okay? And what I want you to remember that card, write it down somewhere, keep it, and we're going to save it for later on, okay? Use that bit of control. So, your perfect night in, we're going to start by thinking of a food that you could eat at this perfect night in, okay?
Okay.
So think of a food. Okay, have you got one?
Yes, I've got one.
Wonderful.
Doesn't take me long to think of food.
Me neither. Now, there's a skill that lots of magicians, much like myself, use, where we can take a few words from a person and figure out exactly what they're thinking of. It's kind of like a word association, but on a stupidly large scale. So we're going to try this now. And what I'd like you to do is say the first 5 random words that come into your head, whenever you're ready.
Out loud?
Yes.
So, okay. 5 words that come into my head.
First 5 random words can be anything.
Okay. Microphone. Man. Light. Computer. How many have I done?
4.
Mug.
Okay, so we'll say those 5 random words. I'm guessing you were looking around your studio for inspiration there.
In panic. I was like, what can I see in front of me?
But that's fine, because the thing is, believe it or not, the words that you've chosen actually give me clues to what you were thinking about, because even though you think that was really random, because I'm asking you to think of something specific as well, that's influencing your choices.
Okay.
If I use those words that you picked, and I can figure out what the food is you were thinking of. So the first word is quite a long word, it's quite a soft flowing word, really. So I'd come to say that the food that you're thinking of was something, I want to say it's something European, definitely not kind of Chinese or Asian or anything like that. It's a European food. And again, you had some quite short words in there as well, like man and mug. Because of that, I don't think there's much depth to what the food is that you're thinking of. So it's something that's not really got any kind of meat to it. So it's nothing kind of meat-based or a main course. I think some sort of side dish, actually. I'm going to say that the food that you're thinking of is spaghetti. Is it spaghetti?
It is spaghetti.
Fantastic. So we've got the food sorted out for your night in now.
You had me worried when you said side dish, Dave.
Oh, you can have it on the side of your bolognese. No, we'll with that way. So we've got the food sorted out for your night in. Next, I want you to think of a celebrity that could be involved in this night in as well. Okay. So now I want to make this challenge a little bit harder than that last one. You see, the hidden clues that I was talking about can even work with you just saying single letters instead of words. So what I want you to do is I want you to really concentrate on that person that you've picked. And imagine that they're sitting across from you right now and looking directly at you. Okay? Now, very quickly, can you say the alphabet for me?
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X.
Stop. His first name starts with a T. Is that right?
How did you know this?
Because I said, there's little clues that you give out every single time you say, well, do it again, because I've got the first name, but obviously that's not much useful with having a single letter. Let's try and get the last name now. So I want you to see that person in front of you, and again, I just want you to say say the alphabet again.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V.
Oh, hang on. Right, thing is, it's a bit weird because I'm getting an O, but I don't think that's right. Because it doesn't seem like he's had much confidence. I think you're kind of stuffed what I'm onto and trying to mask it a little bit.
I was nervous. I haven't had to say the alphabet out loud in I don't know how long. I suddenly was worried I might forget it.
That could be that thing. I'm getting T-O, but I don't think that O is actually the last name. I think that's actually part of the first name. I'm going to say that it's a Thomas or a Tom. Now, let me see. Because you work at a radio station, I'm really tempted to say that it's someone like Tom Jones that you picked, but I don't think it is. I think it could be someone a bit more kind of wide known. What's this one like? It could be tough. What's this one like? Tom Cruise. Oh, it's really hard. 50-50 chance here. I'm going to say, is it Tom Cruise?
It is Tom Cruise. Always good in a crisis if you struggle with this spaghetti.
Oh, yes. Finally, I'm really happy that I've got that one. My last one then. Okay. So I'm not going to lie, that was a bit of a guess, that last one. But we've got our evening. We've got our celebrity and we've got what you're eating. The final thing I want you to think of is a film for you to watch. Okay.
What would I want to watch with Tom Cruise?
Exactly. So the skill we've been using today all revolves on not what you say, but how you say it. So to prove this, for the last one, I'm just going to ask you to say I'm going to ask you some quick fire questions, and this time, no matter what the answer is, I just want you to say no to each question. Okay, you got it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we'll start. Is it an old film?
No.
New film?
No.
Lots of celebrities in it?
No.
Is it black and white?
No.
Is it a big budget film?
No.
Is it sci-fi?
No.
Is it a musical?
No.
Does it star Whoopi Goldberg?
No.
Would you watch this with kids?
No.
Are you secretly embarrassed about watching films like this?
No.
Oh, wait, no, I've got it. Now, you be truthful on this one. Is it The Wizard of Oz?
How are you getting these, Magic Day?
Well, I'll tell you in a second, actually, because it's really quite simple. So we've got the three things that make up your night, and we've got Tom Cruise, we've got spaghetti, we've got The Wizard of Oz. But truth be told, we've not discussed what my perfect night in would be.
Is this your perfect night in?
Yeah, look, well, I've explained to you. See, the thing is, I've actually told you what my perfect night in is already. So, as I mentioned to you earlier, I sent a letter into the studio telling you not to open it until I said. Now, I know your producer received it on Friday. I just want to check, you've not opened it in the meantime?
No, it's been sealed, and he only gave it to me just before the programme and said, don't touch that until you're told.
Okay, well, he did have it on Friday when I sent it over to him. But anyway, you see, I thought I'd write down my perfect evening in there and share it with you so we could see how similar our tastes were. So what I want you to do now, Victoria, is open up that letter and just read it out.
Okay. Dear Victoria, many thanks once again for having me on your show. It's always enjoyable chatting with you. As we've been figuring out your perfect evening at home, I thought tonight I would share with you my version. Obviously, the first thing on this list is listening to you live on air, but unfortunately, we can't do that every night. No, that is unfortunate. So for me, a perfect night in would start with a lovely meal. I'm rather a fan of Italian food, more specifically spaghetti, but truth be told, I'm a great fan of most pastas. Once I've eaten, I quite like to settle down and watch a good film. While I love pretty much any film except for horrors, I find myself being drawn to the classics. In fact, my favourite film at the moment has to be The Wizard of Oz. It's one of those classic films that I'd expect is going to be remade soon, probably with some random big-name celebrity like Tom Cruise playing the Tin Man. Anyway, I hope your perfect night in is as enjoyable as mine. From Magic Dave. P.S. The card you were thinking of is a 7 of diamonds?
Is that correct?
Yes!
Fantastic. Oh, brilliant. And the best thing is our perfect night's matched up as well. It's even better.
Oh, Magic Dave, thank you once again for being a guest on the programme. So there you go. You know what Magic Dave's perfect night in is. But obviously it does feature speaking to me on the radio here on a Sunday night as well. I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed it. I'll be spending the time while you're listening to Cher trying to work out how he did that. I still can't work out how he did it. If you follow me on Twitter at Victoria Polly, Polly is EY. I'm going to tweet a picture of the letter that producer Chris got sent from Magic Dave on Friday as proof. I don't know what it proves and I don't know how he did it, but just that I had this letter apparently, it's all in here. It's somehow he knew, and he knew what my card was as well. I don't know how, but I'll put the letter up, a picture of that on my Twitter page, so you can see that and share with me. Mystified by that.